Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Wednesday, March the 30th. A brand new day. A time to set new goals, new visions, and go out and make it happen. I'm Michael Prince, and welcome to the Mike Prince Show. We got some heat brewing up, some changes that have been made in the NFL, and the Final Four is right down the road. We'll take a break, and we'll tell it all to you as we begin this journey on the Mike Prince Show. Keep it where you got it. We'll be right back. You're listening to Community Radio on the Open Mic Broadcast Network, 87.9 FM, Prairie View, Texas. Apple Ford Hyundai is a dealer you can count on. Apple's range of car services include new Ford Hyundai sales, used car sales, car loans, and auto financing. Certified Ford Hyundai Auto Service Department, full selection of Ford Hyundai auto parts and aftermarket accessories. Come on out to Brenham, Texas, and find out why Apple Ford Hyundai has been named the best kept secret in Brazos Valley. They're located at 1820 Highway 290 West in Brenham, Texas. You can dial their toll-free number at 888-898-6095. There's even an internet sales division. Simply go to www.appleford.com. Apple Ford Hyundai of Brenham, Texas.
Okay, astronaut, you're up. You'll be meeting with Wish Kid Brandon.
Roger, Brandon.
His wish is to see a space shuttle launch.
All systems are go. We are clear for liftoff.
This year, more than 27,000 children will be diagnosed with a life-threatening medical condition. And, Cowboy?
Yes, ma'am.
You'll be meeting with Shayla at a dude ranch in San Antonio.
Let's saddle up.
Some will miss school. Some will miss time with their family and friends. Princess, are you here?
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for rescuing me from that evil witch.
Juliana wishes for a princess-themed room makeover.
That sounds magical.
But with your help, the Make-A-Wish Foundation can lift their spirits and give them a special kind of hope. Pirate!
Yar!
You're up for Isaac's wish.
Aye, aye, Captain.
The wishes of thousands of children are waiting to come true.
You can help make my wish happen. Visit wish.org today.
With over 20 years of experience as a lawyer, attorney Lee Van Richardson Jr. can help you with whatever your need may be. Divorce, car accidents, criminal case, wills, deeds, trust, civil suits, parent and child relationships. Contact Richardson's Law Office located at 1047 Austin Street in Hempstead, Texas. You can call them at 979-826-8008. Attorney Lee Van Richardson Jr. in Hempstead, Texas. And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show. I'm your host, Mike Prince. As usually, we try to give you a little bit of whereabouts with the national news scene. And I guess our national news today will be the signing of RG3 to the Cleveland Browns. I am excited for this young man. I actually called this a few months ago. Those who listen to the show regularly, I was highly recommending that he would either go to the Cleveland Browns or the Houston Texans, simply for the fact, A, they both desperately needed a quarterback. Two, the young man still has, I believe, a lot of talent left. He was in a no-win situation in Washington. I just personally will forever hold Mike Shannon responsible for the pitfall that Mr. RG3 was in at that moment. I used to have a lot of respect for Michael Shannon, prior to how I witness him handle this young man, RG3. Here he was a young kid trying to impress this quote-unquote legendary coach, and he gets this kid out there, just have him literally destroy his body for his namesake, and then walked away from him as if it was not his problem at all, that he had done whatever he was supposed to do. So with all that being said, this young man is on the move right now. He'll be with the Cleveland Browns. Now, historically speaking, the Cleveland Browns has been known as the death wish or the final road for quarterbacks. But when you look at it and see talent-wise and the level-wise, I really, really believe that RG3 can benefit from being in Cleveland. And personally, as a fan, I'm pulling my hair out of my head because I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Now, that means that once this man gets in the groove, the Steelers going to have to see this kid twice a year. And it could really be a major, major move, a significant move in the AFC North pending, on the outcome. But once again, I'm excited that Mr. RG3 is getting the opportunity that I believe he also deserves to go out and prove himself as a viable quarterback in the NFL, and as meanwhile, for the guy that he'll be replacing, Mr. Manziel, we've really got to extend our thoughts and prayers for this young man, because if you were reading the Sumlin's report on it, Sumlin, his former coach, of course, from Texas A&M, is saying that this young man needs some help. And it was really a problem from beginning, but everyone had this ostrich syndrome. They just stick their head in the sand and act like it'll go away. He'll grow out of it. It's just a case of immaturity, and some of it was. But then when you get so much liberties and so many free passes to where you believe that your perception is the reality, that you can't do any wrong, and then when you try to correct this person, then they're looking at you like you're the one with the problem. So it is really, really a serious, critical moment for this young man, Johnny Manziel. And I'm really hoping and praying that he can get his life together. Not necessarily just for the NFL. Whether he plays in the NFL or not, that's not even a concern. That this young man gets his life together. He is a young man. I have kids about this young man's age, and you don't want to see any person that young be that lost and that confused. So let's pray that this young man gets it together, that he gets back on course, that he can really and truly get a chance to make something happen and be beneficial of himself and his family, because that's got to be a strain on everybody involved. So we'll see how everything works out, and hopefully the Browns can kind of resurrect themselves, if you will, if this is the good fit. Time will tell. And once again, congratulations to Mr. RG3, as he is going to be moving on to greener pastures and get a chance to prove that he could, play in this NFL, play on this next level. He broke all kind of records when he was at Baylor, and now it's time for him to get that second lease on life, if you will, and go ahead and make it happen. Meanwhile, you have another quarterback who's still looking for work, and that is Mr. Ryan Fitzpatrick. He has had he's had a very good season with 31 touchdowns, and he is still available on the market, if you will, and no one seems to have an interest in it. And it's been raised, why don't the Broncos try to sign this young man. Peyton Manning has retired. The backup quarterback has ended up with the Texans. Why not work with Fitzpatrick? We don't know. Time will tell on all these young men and their young futures. I tell you what we'll do. We'll take us a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the Final Four. It's coming right down the road to Houston, Texas, and guess who's going to be there? We'll tell you all about it when we return. You listen to the Mike Prince Show. It is early in the morning, but you got to get up to make the donuts. Take a break, and we'll be right back, and we'll talk to you real soon. It's a new year, and that means tax season is here.
And Gunderson's Bookkeeping can provide you with personal income tax preparation. For more information and schedule an appointment, call Gunderson's Bookkeeping at 936-372-2661.
Apple Ford Hyundai is a dealer you can count on. Apple's range of car services include new Ford Hyundai sales, used car sales, car loans, and auto financing. Certified Ford Hyundai Auto Service Department, full selection of Ford Hyundai auto parts and aftermarket accessories. Come on out to Brenham, Texas, and find out why Apple Ford Hyundai has been named the best kept secret in Brazos Valley. They're located at 1820 Highway 290 West in Brenham, Texas. You can dial their toll-free number at 888-898-6095. There's even an internet sales division. Simply go to www.appleford.com. Apple Ford Hyundai of Brenham, Texas. The Jazz Bar, located in Prairie View, Texas, is a great opportunity for you to have your next community event, whether it be nonprofit, funeral reception, community, charity, government, church, or individuals. The Jazz Bar has the accommodations to meet your need. The Jazz Bar is open Thursdays through Sundays, and you can schedule your private parties Mondays through Wednesdays. The Jazz Bar, located in Prairie View, Texas, dial 936-857-9566. Has your vehicle been giving you the blues? Contact our good friends at Larry's Automotive at 30540 FM 1488 in the Field Store area. Dial 936-931-5566. And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show. I am your host, Dr. Michael Prince, and it is another beautiful day. When I say beautiful day, I don't care about overcast and things like that. It's a beautiful day that I'm up and functioning and don't have to have any sort of assistance. And so I'm truly, truly thankful for that. And I'm also going to be thankful that I'll be able to be at the Final Four. And it's going to be here in Houston, Texas. And the stage has been set. The Elite Eight bracket has finished. You saw Kansas fall short to Villanova, the number one seed, losing to Villanova by the score of 64-59. And Oregon, the number one seed, losing to number two seed Oklahoma by the score of 80-68. North Carolina, the number one seed, was able to take care of business over Notre Dame, number 6 seed, 88-74. And the number one seed, Virginia, lost to the number 10 seed, Syracuse, by the score of 68-62. So the Final Four stage is set in Houston, Texas. It will take place, the 2nd of April, where the first tip-off will start at 5:09 p.m. and the second game will take place at 7:49 p.m. and you have Villanova taking on Oklahoma and North Carolina taking on Syracuse, and the championship game will be played on April 4th, and it's all going to be at the NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. And the Open Mic Broadcast Network will be there, and we are excited about that opportunity to get there and get a chance to get some interviews of some of the bigger name people. We take care of regional and local sporting events, but we try to get it all in. And this is a great opportunity. It should be a great experience for us here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network to go ahead and I guess see how they do it on a much larger scale. So we'll be there for the Final Four, taking care of things, and they have you go through this process where it can get pretty intense in order to qualify, and the security, of course, is going to be at an all-time high level because of the possibilities of what could happen. And so it is a major process, and we are excited and proud of the fact that the Open Mic Broadcast Network has been acknowledged by the NCAA and on the major market as one of the players in this, I guess, area of life, or this field of services. And we're truly excited about that, and thankful, truly thankful. So the Final Four will be in town, and speaking of basketball and Final Fours and all this, that, and the other, it has really and truly been a whirlwind with the events that have taken place with the Prairie View A&M University Panthers basketball on both the men and the women's side. The men, of course, have hired Byron Smith to replace Byron Realm, and the recruiting game is on, and it is taken off, and they're trying to get things done, get some key players to fill some big roles or whatnot, and they're moving on, trying to make things happen. And then you have the events that have taken place from the women's side, and this was where Coach Dawn Brown was relieved of her duties on last week. We first brought you some of that information as far as the Open Mic Broadcast Network is concerned. And anybody that follows this show and follows how we try to do things here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, we do report on facts, we do report on hard issues, but we never, ever want to be one that appears to be attacking anyone or any system. We just try to make some educated, informed comments, if you will, and based on facts. And you got a lot of people involved right now. What seemed to be an in-house situation, a family feud, if you will, has spilled out, and it has awakened a sleeping giant. And to bring you up to speed of what is going on, there is a Title IX issue or concern that has been involved with the women's basketball team at Prairie View, and it involved that Coach Dawn Brown had two teammates that were, and I'm assuming, romantically involved, and it spilled over to, I guess, the morale of the team. And as the Coach Dawn Brown, decided that she would relieve these young ladies from their activities on the team due to the fact that they were in violation of some team policies that was, and I have to say allegedly because I was not there and I have not seen the policies, but most people are saying that it was there, so you have to say allegedly because I didn't see it. But there's a policy that was installed that there could be no dating with anyone affiliated with the teams, whether it be coaches, managers, ball players, and so it was a very wide and what some would say a straight to the point list of who you can and who you cannot be involved with. And then on the other side, you have people that are saying you can't tell people who they can date and how they can date and what atmosphere they could date in, and said that person's private life is their private life. So this has turned into a very, very sticky situation right now. Now, as a former athlete, you do understand that you deal with a lot of different attitudes, personalities, thoughts, opinions, views, even religious backgrounds. And everybody's not going to be on the page that you are, what you stand for your moral standards. And that's a part of what makes America America. That's part of what makes the human factor is that people are going to be different. Now, I do understand, for especially in my case, when I'm not involved with a sporting event, when I'm not involved with some type of community event, I do serve as a full-time pastor, and I understand that your views and your opinions can mean a whole lot. You're passionate about it, and you're convicted by it, and you have other people who are just as convicted as you are about what they believe. And so what I've always tried to do is I try to make sure that if I'm here for this purpose, and this is the purpose and the capacity that I serve in, and I keep that other part to myself. And then on the same token, on the same token, you can play both sides of this, and it appears that's kind of what's going on right now. But and I'm just saying this to quote unquote be the devil's advocate. But on the same hand, I don't have to promote who I'm intimate with, or who I'm highly attracted to. You know, I choose who I choose, my wife, but I don't have to, I guess, flaunt or throw it in someone's face. And that's how other people are feeling, like if you're throwing this in my face. But that really boils down to the person's level of their comfort on where they are and how they feel about the overall situation. So it has become a very, very sensitive subject. And I'm hoping and praying that both parties can overcome this, because you got cause and effects that happens with everybody. Of course, you immediately think of Coach Dawn Brown, and her livelihood is just ceased. You have a coaching staff who is going to be in limbo right now, and then you have on the administrative side, you know, they're going to have someone to try to replace this situation, and you can't just have anybody show up in such a delicate situation like this. So there is a lot going on right now, and then you have the young student athletes that are involved. You know, some are understanding, some are not understanding. So when it comes to the team morale right now, the team morale is shot, and so you got some areas of concern as a coach, even as a program, and how and what you want to happen for success. And success for an athletic program, of course, people govern the first line of success by wins and losses. We understand that. But then there's also have to be some type of team control. There has to be a team vision, and there has to be some team goals. And all of that layout, you know, is part of rules and regulations. It's part of team discipline, is part of a lot of different factors: dedication, commitment, and the willing to push yourself beyond the surface of what it appears to be seen, because champions are always looking to get better, and winners are content on the moment. So a champion is going to always try to push themselves to the limit. There's an old saying that hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. So you got to always constantly be on the grind to make sure that everything is flowing and everything is going in the right direction. So there is a lot of uneasiness going on the professional side, the private side of this situation, and we're really and truly praying that the results of this come out in a positive light for both parties involved, because now you've gotten outside forces, if you will, that have come in, and you have other community interest groups putting in their 2 cents on the fact, and then you have this group supporting this part of the pendulum. So it is going back and forth right now, and you really and truly don't know who, what, when, where, and how, but you do know that there is something going on. As Ricky Ricardo would say, Lucy, we need to talk. And there's definitely a lot of talking going on. But unfortunately, the Don Brown era, at least at this moment, has ended. She started the head coaching Rams in April of 2014 and didn't quite make the 2-year stint of being the head coach, because she has been relieved this month of March, and she was a month away from completing 2 years of head coaching. I believe that her record this year was 13-15 overall, and she does have a championship to her credit as the head coach. So the story and the saga shall continue about PV basketball, and we'll be here to talk to you and try at least make a little sense out of the madness that we can right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. What we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break, and we are going to continue to talk about life on the Hill in the athletic department. We've got some things coming up that are right down the pipeline, and we'll be here to tell you all about it when we return. Once we take this break, you're listening to the Mike Prince Show on the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the voice of student athletics. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Prince. We'll be right back. You're listening to Community Radio on the Open Mic Broadcast Network, 87.9 FM, Prairie View, Texas.
You know what? I got a problem with drinking and driving. Too many fall victim, most don't survive it. We just gotta think before we drink, cause you can lose your life just as fast as you can blink. It's that simple. We all know driving drunk is illegal, still we're doing it. I'm just trying to smarten up my people so we can keep it safe on the roads. I'm all about mad, and that's because they got a positive goal. So next time when you out with the guys, make sure at least one stays sober to ride. Keep it safe, y'all. Yeah, keep it safe, y'all. Yeah, mad.org.
You want to know what Boy Scouting is all about? Boy Scouts of America program has 3 specific objectives, commonly referred as the aims of scouting. They are character development, citizenship training, and personal fitness. If you have a young man between the ages of 11 and 17 and you live in the Houston area, dial 713-659-8111. On my honor, I will do my best.
Did you know that physically active children are healthier? It's true. Exercise protects them from diabetes, obesity, cancer, and heart disease. Sadly, nearly half of our kids don't get the recommended 60 minutes of exercise a day. So turn off your kids' TV or computer and take them outside for a walk or bike ride. After all, what's more important than your child's health? To learn more about getting exercise into your child's life, visit the American Council on Exercise website at acefitness.org. That's acefitness.org.
Are you looking for an affordable way to increase your business? Let the Open Mic Broadcast Network lead the way. For a customized, affordable ad campaign, call 832-213-8824. And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show. I am your host, Dr. Michael Prince. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at OBN_radio. That's OBN_radio. We're on Instagram at OBN Radio. We're on iHeartRadio. It is OBN Sports. OBN Sports. We're at Open Mic Broadcast Network on Facebook. That is OPEN. Capital MIC. That is all one word. And then, of course, Broadcast Network. And don't forget, you can always visit our website at obnradio.com. Well, this past weekend, saw the Prairie View A&M University Lady Panthers bowling team do battle with Jackson State in Arlington for the title, the championship title. And the Lady Panthers won the first frame, or the first match, and ended up losing the match, too. They had to beat Jackson State twice, and they came up a little short. But you have got to really tip your hat to Coach Glenn White and the Lady Panthers on the bowling team. The Lady Panthers have been one of the most consistent factors and pieces on the Prairie View athletic department. And tried to catch up with Coach White prior to, we were actually in Louisiana with the baseball team. We'll talk about that a little bit later. We wanted to get a little phone interview with him to get it done. He said, Mike, I was asleep, but we are going to have him on the show in the very near future, and I do promise you that. But meanwhile, the Panthers end up coming up a little bit short. They end up second in the conference. But a job well done for Coach Glenn White. He has done a solid job. I believe they have 4 or 5 championships within the last 7 years. So you got to be doing something right. He said, must be something in the water he's drinking, and you need to give me a sip of that and probably pass it around. But the Lady Panthers end up second place for the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and Coach Glenn White and the Panthers get a well-deserved praise, at least coming from the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Also want to acknowledge Coach Vernon Bland and the Lady Panthers on the softball side. They ended up splitting with Alcorn this past weekend, and they'll be taking on Grambling this weekend. And we are scheduled to broadcast the Grambling Lady Panthers softball contest on April the 1st, this coming weekend, and you can catch them live. I believe they're scheduled for 3 p.m. first pitch on the campus of Prairie View A&M University, and we'll be there to take care of the baseball or the softball broadcast. Now, leading over to the baseball broadcast, we saw the Panthers lose a tough one on yesterday. The Panthers had a 3-0 lead going into the bottom of the 8th inning. A great pitching performance by Edward Robledo, and things were looking to be in full cruise control, and the Panthers had 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th and could not seal the deal. Ended up giving up 5 runs in that bottom half of the 8th inning, and the Panthers ended up losing 5-3. The Panthers are experiencing an 8-game losing streak right now as they came to an end of the first half. They will be taking on Wiley this Saturday and Sunday on the campus of Prairie View, and it's a bye week for them on the baseball schedule-wise as far as conference games are concerned, but they will get back. Right now the Panthers are kind of slowing out of the chute right now as they're kind of limping and licking their wounds as they try to make a little sense out of all the madness that is going on. The Panthers are experiencing, as we mentioned, an 8-game losing streak, but what's even more
I guess, heartening. They've been swept by Arkansas Pine Bluff and the Grambling State Tigers, and that is going to always sting a little bit when you're trying to get things readjusted and refocused, as Coach Antoine Riggins. Now, however, they are not quitting, and they're doing everything that they can to try to rectify and overcome some certain adversities. So when you have what you have, you have to work with what you got. And as Sam Cooke said, a change is going to come, and a change is definitely en route. It's just a matter of wading through the water. So the Panthers are going to try and make sure that they can overcome this as they get ready for this second half, and they'll be at home for the most part of the game, of the second half of the season. So you get a chance to come to the John Tankersley Baseball Complex and help cheer these Panthers on. And then since you cannot get there to watch the Panthers, you can always listen at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, because the Open Mic Broadcast Network is the station designed with you in mind, and part of what we're doing is doing what no one else can do, and that's provide you service around the clock. So right now, the standings in the Southwestern Athletic Conference as far as baseball is concerned, in the East, Alabama State, and we're just going to do the conference standings. We won't worry about overall standings right now. But Alabama State is on top. They're perfect at this moment. They're 9-0. Jackson State is 3-3. Alabama A&M is 3-5. Alcorn State is 3-6. And Mississippi Valley is at 2-6 from the eastern half of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. And as far as the Western Conference is concerned, Grambling is at 7-2. Arkansas Pine Bluff is at 6-3. Texas Southern's at 4-5. Southern is at 3-5, and the Panthers are at 3-8. So you see how things are shaping up from the baseball side. We might as well go ahead and give you the softball side too of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. In the East, Alabama State, once again, they're perfect. They're 6-0. Alcorn is 5-1, as well as Alabama A&M are 5-1. Mississippi Valley is 2-4, and Jackson State is 0-2. And for the western side, Texas Southern leads the pack at 4-1. Arkansas Pine Bluff is at 2-4. Prairie View is at 1-5, as Grambling State Lady Tigers are at 1-5, and Southern is at 0-3. So the two 1-5 teams will be getting together this weekend on the campus of Prairie View, if weather permits, and we'll have that Friday game live right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. So once I said, you can go in and show your support by going to the website, obnradio.com, and go ahead and get ready for the baseball, softball extravaganza, if you will, on the campus of Prairie View. We're going to take us another quick break on things, and we'll come right back. We'll talk a little bit about this football and our fall season that's coming up, as service around the clock. Just when you think it's over with, you got to collect your breath and get ready to do it all over again. I'm Dr. Michael Prince, and you're listening to The Mike Prince Show. We'll take another pause for the calls, and we'll be right back with more live action.
You're listening to Community Radio on the Open Mic Broadcast Network, 87.9 FM, Prairie View, Texas.
It's a medical breakthrough. Doctors are prescribing something new to help prevent cancer and improve survival rates. But you don't get it filled at the pharmacy. The answer is as close as your local supermarket. That's right. Research has shown that a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, beans, whole grains, and other high-fiber vegetarian foods protects against cancer and can even help survival rates. Side effects of a vegetarian diet include increased energy, lower cholesterol levels, and better overall health. And with the right recipes, a high-fiber vegetarian diet can be a delicious way to help shed those unwanted pounds. So, stock up today. For a free nutrition booklet filled with delicious cancer-fighting recipes, visit cancerproject.org or call 866-906-WELL. That's 866-906-WELL. This message brought to you by the Cancer Project, committed to preventing cancer and improving survival.
While cutting molding with a 12-inch dual compound miter saw, while holding a newborn baby in your arms, when face-to-face with a congregation of alligators, with the ball in your hands and the entire freaking season on the line.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting, so why would you do it while driving? NASCAR driver Casey Kane here, asking you to please stop the text, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Get the message at stoptextstopwrecks.org.
What if I told you that for $36 you could make a big difference? At $36 a year, you can become a listening partner with the Open Mic Broadcast Network. This annual donation would help us continue the success of our broadcast throughout Waller County. Visit our website at ktorradio.com and become a listening partner today. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Prince, and it's always amazing to me how the time flies. It's just whizzing right on by, and I guess the old saying holds true. Time flies when you're having fun. And speaking of having fun, they're having fun right now with the spring football edition on the campus of Prairie View as Coach Shotgun Willie Simmons and the Panthers have been breaking out their spring gear as they're assessing the new talent and developing new schemes and building on old ones. They are a couple of weeks off from the Purple and Gold game, which is scheduled for April the 16th. It'll be at Waller ISD Stadium. The new stadium is still under construction, but things are right on control. And as always, you'll be able to get your updates on how the team is faring out right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And follow our Twitter account at OBN_radio and all that good stuff. And you'll be able to find out who, what, when, where, and how when it comes to sports. And not just football and basketball, but we cover the whole gamut for Prairie View A&M University. And speaking of the whole gamut, we have a preview of our fall sports schedule. Yes, I said fall sports schedule. And he's going like, Mike, how can you be talking about the fall sports schedule and we're right in the middle of spring? Once again, if you listen to a couple of segments ago, champions are always working on getting better. So you don't wait until the season is up upon you. You prepare and you go ahead and try to lay this thing out so when it does come upon you, no one is shocked and no one is overwhelmed. So you plan your work and you work your plan, and it's how you get ahead. So far, we have 50 games scheduled for our fall sports broadcasting package. 50 games. And we've got football, volleyball, soccer, high school and collegiate level. 50 games. 50 live games that will be broadcast right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And we've not completed our fall schedule. So we are dedicated to making sure that we continue to be the voice of student athletics, and we are making sure that we're going to give you in-depth, detailed coverage on these student athletes, because these student athletes work just as hard as anyone else throughout the rest of the country. And I feel and I believe in my heart that this is part of our assignment and mission to provide this coverage to make sure that these student athletes get recognized, whether they be from Waller High School, Hempstead High School,
Royal High School, Somerville High School, Vashon High School, Wharton County Junior College, and of course Prairie View A&M University Panthers and the Southwestern Athletic Conference. So we are making sure that we do our due diligence, and we could not do it if people like you are not responding, if people like you are not tuning in and listening to these programs that we're providing. And our numbers are showing that. We have a steady, strong listening support, and we thank you all for the opportunity of serving you and for the opportunity of really getting a chance to highlight what we feel are some of the best student athletes in the country. You know, just because you're not playing in the quote-unquote major 5 conferences does not mean that you don't have major athletic type individuals representing these schools that we just called out and mentioned. So our job is to be where the other folks are not. And sometimes we get some recommendations and suggestions about trying to do it the way other networks would do it. I guess that's a safe way to put it. But to be quite honest with you, we're not concerned about what they're doing, because we're doing what we do. We do what we do because no one else can do it the way we do it. And that's not trying to be on a braggadocious type style, but we cover these teams that we mentioned plus some others because no one else was covering them. And I'm not going to be trying to cover what everybody else is covering, because then you're just part of the meal. And so what has given us our stamp was the uniqueness and the willingness to go out and cover these teams and these sports when no one else was doing it. And of course, when you're doing something that's against the grain, it all look risque. People are not real sure, and they're going like, I don't know if I really want to, get involved with this. And then you go on with the vision, and then all of a sudden, it's a slow process, but it is a process of positive change. And you see that as a result of where the Open Mic Broadcast Network has come from. So we're evolving each and every day. We're always looking for ways to provide better service. We're always looking for ways to provide better entertainment value, if you will, because we know that it's really not about us. It's about these student athletes, and that's what we focus on. That's what our message is. Let's focus on the student athletes. Let's do for them what no one else, for whatever reason, has tried to do. And that's why we are extremely proud here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And I believe, one of our defining moments, and it may be a couple of years now, but 2012, we were recognized by the TASB, which is for the Texas Association of School Boards, for media excellence for the work that we've done here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. So we are truly, truly thankful, and we're looking and striving for more and more success. So become part of the Open Mic family. Support these broadcasts. You don't have to catch them live, and that's another thing that we do. When you can't make them live, we even have them archived. We don't charge you for that because we understand the value. We understand the service involved with that. Parents are working. Family members are miles and miles away. So we make it possible where you can connect families back together. You can relate to your alma maters, whether it's on the high school level or the collegiate level. Because, yes, we put a lot of emphasis on Prairie View, but we really cover the entire Southwestern Athletic Conference. I would be remiss if you could find another network that is as dedicated to the conference as the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And I'm not talking about with the big events. It's easy to show up at championship days and act and look like you care, but we're in the trenches when there's nobody else around. Sometimes we have done press conferences, and people say, well, this is embarrassing when you say that. But the truth is the truth. We've done press conferences when it may have been us and maybe one or two other entities there, but we still cover it and treat it with professionalism because that's what we do. This is what drives us. This is part of our big focus, the big picture. And so we're steady working, and we're looking for opportunities to serve, looking for opportunities to get even deeper or deeply involved. Case in point, during the SWAC basketball tournaments, there were a couple of affiliates who could not make it, and they called upon the Open Mic Broadcast Network services for us to do a simulcast broadcast for them to help them get the coverage back to their respected areas. So we're in the trenches, we're involved, and we really and truly are excited about these opportunities. So be sure to get that word out, the Open Mic Broadcast Network at obnradio.com, obnradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at obn_radio, and just get that word out and let folks know that we're here to stay, and we're not going to fade away in the sunset. We've been doing this since 2002, and we're not doing anything but trying to get better and better each and every day. Notice I didn't say bigger, but better. And sometimes just because you get bigger doesn't mean you've gotten better. You just gotten bigger. We want to get better each and every time. So your support is duly noted. Your support is even needed. And you can support in more ways than one. You can become part of the volunteer broadcast staff as far as reporting, corresponding. You can become listening partners. There are so many different ways and aspects that you can be a part of this movement, and we will welcome you with open arms. Visit the website, obnradio.com, and go to the contact us section. Send us an email. There's even a voicemail that you can send us up in the left-hand corner. Go and click on that little microphone, send your voice message. We'll get back with you and see if you can get in where you fit in. But there is room at the end, and we welcome you in. We're going to take us another break, and we'll come back with our final segment for this week's show. I'm Dr. Michael Prince. Keep it where you got it. We'll be right back for the Mike Prince Show. Serving the community through faith and athletics is the saying that we live by here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We are excited to announce that the Open Mic Broadcast Network can be heard now at 87.9 FM. That's right, you can now enjoy the sports report and our live game coverage at 87.9 FM. If you're outside our tower's range, remember you can still tune in at KTORradio.com. The station designed with you in mind, the Open Mic Broadcast Network, Prairie View, Texas. Hello, this is Mike Prince, the host of the Mike Prince Show, featured right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Just wanted to share with you that we have our app available where you can go and download it at Google Play absolutely free. You'll never miss another show. You can catch up with old archives, and you can pass it on. It's the gift that keeps on giving. The Mike Prince Show app available at Google Play absolutely free. Talk that makes sense. The Mike Prince Show, right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show, our final segment of this week. But if everything works out according to our plans, and if God allows it, we'll be back again next week to make it happen. But I want to close my final thoughts on a comment. I guess you could call it a comment, or my little editor's note, however you want to put it or address it, and try to put some light on the situation. There has been a lot of negative feedback on the success that has taken place from the women's collegiate basketball side and the ladies of Connecticut. They are they are really and truly roughing these young ladies up for success, for being successful. And I find that extremely dumb. I'm sorry, there's just no no better way to put it. How can you get upset with these young ladies and with that program because they have been consistent? They have gotten a formula that apparently works, that others have bought into, and people want to complain that the Lady Huskies are killing women's basketball. If anything, they have shown you the way on how you can get to the next level consistently and not be a fly-by-night, because they have the same opportunities that everyone else has, and that's go out and recruit, sell your program, try to get the best players that fit your system. What people don't want to acknowledge is that there is a system at the University of Connecticut. Yeah, they have some great ball players, but they have a system that works. So maybe, just maybe, if you develop a system, you could become a little bit more successful. Now, let me give you an example. As far as I would go, my little coaching philosophy has always been this. On the high school level, you're really limited to the kids within your district. Wink. Don't tell me there's no recruiting going on in some of these programs, but we won't go there. That's a whole nother show. But you have kids in your district, and you as a coach on a high school level, you, in my opinion, have to have at least a system A and a system B and possibly a system C to adjust to the talent levels that you have. That's just the nature of the beast. Now, when it comes to college, you kind of get to select the player you want to be a part of your program. And if you got an atypical player that you would like to have, then you try to find that level of player on the big boy stage, if you will, the mid boy stage, if you will, and the lower boy stage, if you will. And that player fits your system. Stop complaining that they are doing things possibly illegally or whatnot, or finding loopholes and this, that, and the other. Recruit. If you were in the world, it would go sell. That is how you stay in business. That is how you stay successful. You have to constantly be out there recruiting. Whether you want to accept it or not, you sell yourself every day. You sell yourself on how you were raised. You sell yourself on the type of person that people would perceive you to be. So we must get out there and sell. Recruit. If you're tired of the Huskies being successful, beat them. Don't complain. Don't whine. Don't moan. Don't groan. You know, you could even go, I'm not a Patriots fan, but the Belichick, Hoodie, he has some type of system that's working. I know someone, he cheats, but he might cheat, and I believe some people cheat, and some people live by the theory, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. But for the most part, he has a system. So develop you a system, whether it be in the athletic world or the world of life. Execute that system. Now, I'll summarize it with this here. Love what you do, simplify what you do, master what you do, and then let it do what it do. Thank you all so much for joining us this week. My time is out. I'm Dr. Michael Prince. Don't forget to visit our website at obnradio.com. Check out our scheduled broadcast for all of the latest and greatest coming on. I'm out of time, ladies and gentlemen. God bless. Good night. We'll see you on the other side.